Hello, our focus now is the personal and external factors that affect child development. In the previous video, we looked at the physical, social and intellectual development of children between the ages of 5 and 16. And here we're going to look at some of the factors that will affect that child development, and we touched on a couple of these in our previous video. There are a large range of different aspects that can affect the development of a child, and when those aspects are personal to that individual child, they're known as the personal factors, things such as health, disability, or genetics. With health, there could be a chronic condition that affects a child, and that could be something that's affected them from their time in the womb or at any time up to adulthood and beyond. Disability is a factor that consistently affects the development of a child's social, intellectual, or physical skills, and you may be aware of different types of disability. There may be students in your school that have different types of disabilities. Genetics is another personal factor that can affect development. A child may inherit particular conditions or needs from a parent or both parents that could affect their development. There are also external factors that can affect development, and these are known as external because they could happen to any child. Things such as the socioeconomic status of a family, parenting skills, or the environment they're brought up in. If we look at socioeconomic status, this relates to how much earnings a household will have. Those brought up in lower earning households may not have as much access to learning resources or experiences or higher nutritional levels compared to children from higher socioeconomic backgrounds. There is lots of research to support this, and the governments have undertaken a lot of work around what is known as the pupil premium. And there's so much research that says that these students do not make as much progress as students who have a higher socioeconomic background. Parenting is another element that affects child development. Some parents do find it very difficult to provide for a child's developmental needs. Parenting doesn't come with a manual. There are some parents who find that very tricky, and they can have poor attachment to their children. In some very extreme cases, there may be neglect of a child, or a child who requires care from another person, and that will affect a child's development in all of those three areas: physical, social, and intellectual, if that has happened. This is where your safeguarding training will be so important. Environment is a final area of impact. We all know that households are all different and all provide different opportunities for children. Therefore, that affects the areas of development as well. There may be some environments where literacy and reading is very high on the agenda. There may be others where being outside and being active is more important to that family. The environment that you're brought up in can have a real effect on the development of a child as well.